So President Biden is kicking off this three-country tour today, and the summit is throughout Asia with a focus on his major foreign policy priorities: China, the war in Ukraine, and climate change. Biden also stopping in Egypt to address the United Nations Global Climate Summit, known as COP27. Our ABC News foreign correspondent Marcus Moore is there on the ground.
Well, hi, Kira. Good afternoon to you. We are here at the COP27 summit in Sharm El-Sheikh, Egypt, where world leaders have been gathering and officials and dignitaries and climate activists have been gathering to address the climate crisis that is unfolding across the globe and trying to figure out a way to slow that change. And as we have learned and seen throughout the years and decades, the actual answers to those questions are controversial, and so everyone will be watching to see what actually comes of this summit. President Biden is expected to arrive here, and he will give remarks speaking to the world on the U.S.'s commitment to efforts to keep global warming down to 1.5 degrees Celsius worldwide, and give an update on what kind of progress has been made. And one of the things that we anticipate that he will talk about or mention is the Inflation Reduction Act, which includes billions of dollars in funds to help the United States transition to cleaner energy, and also support the idea of slowing global warming and climate change. Here are mitigating the consequences of climate change, which, as you know, Kira, while the United States and other developed and rich nations are the greatest emitters, they are not the ones bearing the brunt of climate change. That is the smaller countries, and in particular in the Caribbean, for example, places like the Bahamas that are bearing the brunt of this climate crisis. And when we talk about the climate crisis, not only are we talking about the lawmakers and the dignitaries and world leaders who are addressing this issue, but also the everyday people who are not lawmakers, but they are obviously stakeholders with a vested interest in what the lawmakers do and the policies they put in place to address climate change. And among them, we met a climate activist, Reverend Dallas Conyers of South Carolina. She was here, and I want you to listen to what she said when I asked what she is here to do. What is her mission?
My mission is to make sure that our global government understands that climate knows no national borders. Climate, Mother Nature, whatever you want to say, doesn't understand financial mechanisms, and climate doesn't understand intention to lower emissions, to clean up our act. Climate wants us to do what needs to be done if we as humans want to continue to live on this planet in a way that is comfortable.
And one of the things that she focuses on, Kira, is what we can do in our everyday lives, and just simple things that can have a huge impact when you look at the big picture in terms of how we address and meet the challenges of climate change. So it was really fascinating to talk with her today.
And Marcus, let's just talk about something else that's going to be discussed at the summit, and that's wealthy nations, right? They've pledged to offer more direct climate aid to underdeveloped countries impacted by climate change. But the U.S., the world's richest nation and the largest emitter of greenhouse gases, has yet to offer any money. So where does the U.S. fall on this? And can we expect to hear anything from Biden regarding this specifically?
Well, the U.S., as you know, Kira, has expressed and shown an openness to contribute in some way. But as far as the specifics, we have not heard here at COP27 exactly what that will look like. John Kerry said that they are open to discussing those matters. But outside of that, there's been no specific pledge. And I think a lot of that has to do with the liability that could potentially present to the United States as it relates to loss and damage, which is the phrase that's being used to describe the efforts and the plan or framework to compensate those countries that are really bearing the brunt of all of this. And so time will tell. But I can tell you, Kira, what people here want is they don't want any more talking. They don't want any more plans. They want to see action, because they say action is required right now.
All right. Marcus Moore there in Egypt on the ground, Sharm El-Sheikh. Thank you so much, Marcus.
Hi, everyone. George Stephanopoulos here. Thanks for checking out the ABC News YouTube channel. If you'd like to get more videos, show highlights, and watch live event coverage, click on the right over here to subscribe to our channel. And don't forget to download the ABC News app for breaking news alerts. Thanks for watching.